Naja Brinee's big podcast. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. God damn it.
Oh, Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Lashley. Roman Reigns.
Which one Roman Reigns is that? I probably have it. Oh yeah, I have that one. I'm going to keep most of the conversation in this video because my mom supports my antics. Where was I? Oh yes, my ringtone is Biggie's theme song. Don't like this. Don't. Okay, y'all know I'm the biggest Biggie fan on planet Earth. Yes, my ringtone is his theme song. So anyway, before my mom called, welcome back to Naja Brinee's big podcast, and we call this installment of it the Smackdown. Ain't that cool? It's fire, right? Like you're fire. Now I don't know how, or not. Now I don't know how I'm gonna do the Smackdown sit down. Like I know I want to put out episodes at least like every Saturday, so I don't know if I want to do it like twice a month instead of 4 times a month, so I can like combine both like 2 weeks of Smackdown together. Or actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I might talk about like some matches on Raw in my weekly episode. But initially, like I said before, it'll either just be straight just Smackdown, be NXT, or both of them combined with a sprinkle of Monday Night Raw, because Monday Night Raw hasn't been it for me recently, like at all. Now, this little installment, it's not, like I said, this is not going to be a long video at all. I'm mainly going to be talking about the Bloodline stuff, you know, Jimmy, Paul, Solo, all that, because that is the hot topic right now. A whole day later still. But firstly, I mean, I'll talk a little bit about the opening match. It was Damage Control versus Shotzi and Charlotte, and I'm glad Shotzi got the pin. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm glad Shotzi got the pin over Bayley. I'm glad it wasn't Charlotte getting the pin. I know it's going to eventually lead to Charlotte in another title match. I get it. We all don't want it, but it's Charlotte Flair. That's what they do. I mean, I don't care. I love Charlotte. Give her title reigns. I don't care if they're short, long. I'll give her title reigns if she wants. But I like the fact that Star. I'm glad they gave Shotzi this feud with Bayley. I'm glad they're giving her time to shine. Now, hopefully, this leads to Shotzi and Bayley having a match, like a pay-per-view kind of match, preferably at Fastlane, because I'll be there. Now, what I'm really excited for is Asuka versus Io. I don't think it should be on a random episode of SmackDown. They should have saved that for a pay-per-view, like they should have. This whole month of September, y'all had time to build this up for Fastlane. I don't think not her first title defense. I don't think their first match should be, like a big title match should be on a random Friday. It needs to be at a pay-per-view. And knowing how this is probably going to go, Asuka probably ain't going to get another chance until like Survivor Series. Or how I see it, they're going to end up adding people into the title match, like maybe like another triple threat. But I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm ready to see Asuka and Io cooking that match. Listen, that's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. All right, then y'all know LA Knight, that's my guy. You know, that's my dude. Anything he does, I'm set. I'm watching. I'm tuned in like this. I'm always just, I'm all in. Yeah, y'all know I've been on the LA Knight wave for a fat minute, like since NXT. Now, like I said, y'all know I love me some LA Knight. I'm gonna talk about LA Knight whenever. I'm gonna praise LA Knight whenever. Listen, if you don't follow the Yeah Movement on Twitter, go ahead and follow. Join the Yeah Movement, okay? And I'm so glad that they're pushing LA Knight as himself and not that Max Dupree character that I really don't know why they did that. But I'm glad they're like listening to fan reactions and giving him this push. Like, now every week he comes out, he has a match, he has a, like I said, I'm glad, like, WWE is strapping a rocket on him. I'm glad that every week he got a match. He coming out cutting promos before matches. Even if he doesn't have a match, he's on commentary. He pushing out new merch for him all the time. Like, listen, that's the guy right there. That's the guy right there. The guy a lot of people were complaining WWE needed. You got him, and people still complaining anyway. But yeah, I'm always sing my praises for LA Knight. He had a great match against Theory. Now I'm gonna talk about Theory for like 2 seconds. Y'all know how I feel about Theory, but outside, not even outside. Well, listen, y'all know how I feel about Theory. I will say this: I'm gonna give him his 10s. He can wrestle his ass off. I'm gonna give him his 10s for that, and I think he would be more over if he had like an established character. Like, I get it. He's only 26. I mean, we're literally the same age. I mean, I'm not 26, I'm 25. But we're literally in the same age bracket. I feel like if he had an established character, I think he would be more over with the crowd. Like, obviously, I go to shows all the time. People cheer him. People interact with him. The kids love him. Like, I think he just needs a character, and then I would be like a little bit more on board. But that man can go in the ring. And then he teamed up with Grayson Waller. Listen, Grayson Waller's character, the way he talked, the way he act, the way he wrestled. That man is a whole package. It's the whole package. Oh, listen. If y'all don't see it now, you're going to see it later because I saw it in NXT. Not just because I like him, but, yeah, y'all got to get behind Grayson Waller. Y'all got to get behind Grayson Waller. Now, moving on to the Jimmy and AJ match. It wasn't a bad match for, like, his first match as a solo competitor. It wasn't a bad match. I wish he would have won. I mean, obviously, like, we all wish he would have won. I know AJ getting his lick back made more sense, but still would have wished Jimmy would have won that match. Paul and Solo on the side, expected, always expected. He's trying to get back in the bloodline, so that was expected. What was really stupid to me, and I raised my voice, so you know it was stupid. After when AJ won and got out the ring and all that, and then with the Solo stuff, and then the Judgment Day came out, attacked AJ, and then offered AJ to Solo. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Why? I literally just said the other day on Twitter after Monday Night Raw, I said, please don't. I said, don't involve Jay with the Judgment Day. That didn't mean go involve Jimmy and Solo with the Judgment Day. Like, what? That better not lead to them teaming up in the future. The only thing I would ever want that to lead up to is the Judgment Day versus Solo and Jimmy for, like, I don't know, just some kind of match. I don't want them involved with each other. I don't want them working with each other, like in that aspect. That was just so stupid, and I need Roman to come back and be like, what the hell? What are y'all doing? Something. Because the Judgment Day aligning themselves with the Bloodline just doesn't make sense to me. Where y'all are supposed to be more dominant than the Bloodline, and y'all supposed to be the most dominant faction in WWE, but you're going to align yourself with the actual dominant faction of WWE. Yeah. And you know what? Since we're on the topic of Jimmy, it's the day after. Why are y'all so nasty to him? Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to try not to make my rant so long. Jimmy has been in a tag team with his brother 10 plus years in the game, even before WWE. Jimmy has never had the opportunity to make himself a solo competitor, let alone an established solo competitor. And y'all are so hard on him from his first, Literally, this is his second Smackdown since turning on Jay. I don't know, his second Smackdown was solo. He had the first thing was a promo with John Cena. Then he had his first match last night. And y'all are so nasty for what? And y'all comparing him to Jay. And you have to realize Jimmy got injured back in 2020. Jay had, from then until Jimmy came back, to grow himself as a solo competitor, because he had to. He had to grow he had to put himself out there as a singles competitor. If y'all was watching back then, it wasn't easy for Jay either, especially since we didn't have crowds. He was in the Thunderdome too on top of that. It was not easy for Jay to get over the way he is right now. And it took the Bloodline story, not even it didn't take the Bloodline story, but like the Bloodline story helped put Jay so over now. Jay's had 3 years to get to where he is now. Not saying Jimmy can't reach that in a couple months, but Jay has had the time to be a singles competitor and grow as a singles competitor, and he can go back into a tag team, and he was thriving in a tag team, just to go back to being a singles competitor, and you know he's going to thrive as a singles competitor because he's done it before. Jimmy has never had that opportunity to. Jimmy has been in the tag team since day one. He's always had someone by his side since day one. I know more than well that Jimmy is beyond capable of being a great solo competitor, and he's going to reach the heights Jay is. And you also got to realize Jay is a face. He's going to be more popular than Jimmy. Jimmy's a heel. Jay's going to be more popular regardless because he's the face. Give Jimmy a chance, y'all. Like, he had his first solo match. Like, and then y'all always complaining about the Bloodline stuff. Because I was confused too at first when Jimmy was like, "Oh, I'm back in." But then you really have to realize and think back at the old stuff. Jimmy has a lot of animosity built up towards Roman. Y'all know that, and y'all saw the cracks before Jimmy turned on Roman. Everybody was surprised Jimmy was the one that did it first. I was not. Like, you have to notice like the little details. Like, Jimmy isn't joining the Bloodline just trying to join back the Bloodline just because, you know. What I think, just because thinking back to all the stuff with Roman and all that, like, I think that Jimmy is trying to join to break things up from the inside and he hasn't had his one-on-one match with Roman yet either. Jay's had all his three matches with Roman. Jimmy hasn't had one yet. So I think Jimmy's either going to start trying to crack things from the inside or try to get solo out, or like other people were saying, like, that he's joining because he's not used to being by himself. Just gotta let it play out. You gotta realize he's gonna have an ulterior motive for wanting to go back into the Bloodline, not just join it, just join it. Like, come on, think, people, think. But anyways, that concludes today's episode of the Big Podcast with Naja Brinee. Can't wait to come back and do this again next week when more of this unfolds, because I know mainly most of my podcasts are going to be talking about the Bloodline, like all of this. Like, I'm so excited. I'm glad to be back. We doing this damn thing every week, y'all. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.